Hey, everybody, it's cruise time. Are you ready for some cruise news? And
What are you doing? What? Get out of here. Get out. Cruise news time. Well, did you hear the update on the Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship to be? How about the big update coming from Virgin Voyages? Did you catch that one? Forget all of that. The most challenging piece of cruise news today, Royal Caribbean International making a significant change, possibly making a significant change to their service offering that I don't think a lot of people will be excited about. And well, where in the world is myself and Don Terrace? Where are we going in less than 3 weeks? We're going to give you the big announcement. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face for December the 9th, 2022. Cruise news story number one, the Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, or will be, when she is completed next year, has reached another shipbuilding milestone. She done been floated out. She was floated out this morning at the Meyer Turku shipyard in Finland with much fanfare. The CEO of Royal Caribbean International, Michael Bailey, had this to say: the float out of a new cruise ship is a defining moment, and in the case of Icon of the Seas, it marks the next step in the start of a new era of vacations. Just on the wonder of the seas for 2 days, there's Icon marketing all over the place. People stoked about Icon. It will be interesting to see if this really does change the game. Are you going to be on the Icon? Have you booked it yet? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number two involves Virgin Voyages and the increasing size of their fleet. But before we get there, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's show, Babbel. Babbel, the language learning software developed by real language teachers, designed to have you start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, how do they do it? Well, they focus on real-world conversations, preparing you for practical conversations about business and travel, relationships, about life. Babbel has a variety of lessons that leverage multiple learning techniques to get you learning this new language. This one right here is interesting. Au revoir. French, they give you the word. Au revoir. And then they give you a picture. So it's like audio and visual learning. Au revoir. Of course, that means goodbye. Why Babbel? Why right now? Well, it's a great time of year to do something new. It's the holiday season. And what better gift to give to someone than the gift of language, or the gift to give yourself? You can try Babbel for a discounted price and essentially risk-free. Babbel has a great offer for the locafam. Click the link in the description or scan this QR code to get 60% off your Babbel subscription. And again, if you don't like it, they have a 20-day money-back guarantee. Give yourself or someone else the gift of language right now. Link in the description, QR code. Thank you, Babbel, for sponsoring today's episode. Virgin Voyages, their ship fleet has just gotten bigger as they have taken ownership of the Resilient Lady. I've threatened it before, and at some point I will do it. I need to make a video of all the different milestones when it comes to shipbuilding. And while certainly taking the ownership is a big part of the shipbuilding process, I think that essentially completes the shipbuilding process. You still have that process of getting the ship ready for customers, that kind of thing. And case in point, you're not going to have the inaugural voyage of the Resilient Lady until May of 2023. That's the Maiden Voyage. You like what they did there? The Maiden Voyage. That's going to happen over in Europe in the Mediterranean in 2023. But there you go, Resilient Lady. Boom! The Resilient Lady becomes the third ship in the Virgin Voyages fleet. How about that? Virgin, trying to keep it going forward. How about, I'm excited. Way to go, Virgin Voyages. Have you figured out where Don Terrace and I will be traveling to in just a few weeks? Well, if you haven't, all will be revealed soon. But before I do that, I've got to tell you about this crazy Royal Caribbean change. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I'm going to lay it out there. We've had this conversation about this particular service before. Some people for it, some people are against it. Here's what's happening. Guests on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas, they have received a notification on that cruise that Royal Caribbean will be testing out reducing the number of daily services from the housekeeping staff, from your room steward, from 2 services a day to 1 service a day. Traditionally, the way it works on Royal Caribbean is you have a daily cleaning and then you have a nightly turn down. And other cruise lines just have a single cleaning. And so here's exactly what Royal Caribbean is saying. In an effort to be more sustainable and to align with global hospitality needs, we will be adjusting our stateroom services to 1 time per day. Let's unpack that. So aligning with what everybody else is doing. This is the weird thing for me, and I always said this when I worked in other companies. Either you want to be the leader or you want to be the follower. And it always troubles me when companies say, look, everybody else is just doing the 1 time a day, so let's do the 1 time a day. And then in addition to that, they say, for sustainability, it's going to be better for resources and the sustainability, right? But what is it at the end of it? It's a cost savings, right? I wish they would just come out and say, look, we're trying to be profitable. We would like to save some cost, and we feel like we're not getting enough bang for the buck by giving you 2 cleanings a day, so we're going to cut one of those out. You don't have to wrap it up in some flowery language. I get it. And look, I don't often use the 2 cleanings a day, but I do like the fact that if I go and my room is clean and maybe I take an afternoon nap and then I come back at night after dinner, after a show, and my bed is made up and turned down, that's nice. Is it essential? I would say no. The 1 time a day is plenty. But again, all of these things are minimal. Just a minimal price increase on gratuities. Just a minimal price hike on another service, just another reduction of the ice cream hours. Just think of any of these changes. They're all very small, but they're just a small movement in something that could be larger and incremental. And then taken in totality, for the same price that we're paying for cruises pre-pandemic, we're getting less service. And the only way that we can combat that as consumers is to spend our money a different way. Choose a different cruise line, choose a different vacation type. We're not going to do that, right? Because we all love cruising. And so these companies can reduce the services that they're giving us because that's what has to happen. Again, it's the game that we're playing. If we want to go on cruising, we have to follow their rules. Nobody's arguing that. But as consumers, is it getting better or is it getting less valuable? That's the question. And will eventually it be less valuable enough that we don't do it anymore? I don't think we're at that point. I don't think anybody's going to stop cruising because you're not getting 2 services a day. But I'll kick it to you. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like this is indicative of a series of changes that we're seeing in the cruise industry, which kind of is less, services given to the consumer? Are you cool with it because you want these companies to survive? What do you think about it? Leave a comment below.
Hey, this is Tony from The Edit. I don't know if I made it super clear there. I think they're just testing this out, right? So it's just the one ship that got notified Quantum of the Seas. So I don't want anybody to run out and, call their congressman or anything and say, what's Royal Caribbean doing? But I do think it's just the one ship, but it could just be the test bed. Yeah, what do you think?
Now, I am not going to do this announcement by myself. I'm going to bring my friend in here, Don Terrace, and we're going to tell you where we're going. But before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, boom, I'm excited. Why are we here? We had to come home and we had to pick up Jenny B, and then we're getting back in the car and we're going to Fort Lauderdale so we can get on the Sky Princess tomorrow. What is that in French? Jeudi? Cruising. I'm hyped. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers by December. It would be a wonderful Christmas gift for us. If you are not subscribed, why not? Do you hate it? Please consider subscribing. Help us get to 250,000 subscribers. Thank you in advance. Where in the world is Don and Tony going? Let me go get Don. Hold on. All right, everybody. The one, the only, Don Terrace from Don's Family Vacations.
Hey.
After Jenny B, my favorite shipmate to cruise with. Don, everybody's waiting to know where. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you were offered a free cruise to Australia,
Yes.
would you take it?
I think I would jump all over it.
That's what happened. So Holland America Line has reached out. They're putting together a press junket. And it's not necessarily a cruise to Australia. I keep saying it the wrong way.
We leave from Australia.
It's a New Zealand cruise. We're going to, I think, 5 or 6 cities in New Zealand. It's a 12-day cruise that starts from Sydney, Australia. Bucket list for me is to go to Australia. Bucket list for me is to go to New Zealand. And we jumped all over it.
Yeah. And the special part about it is we are in Sydney for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, the stars have aligned. We're going to be in Sydney, Australia, Sydney Harbor for their big New Year's Eve celebration. I don't know what else to say about this announcement. There's more details to come. We booked our flights. We booked our hotel. We've done our Australian visa. We've done our New Zealand visa. We've got to research the ports. We have to book excursions. But I am dang excited.
Darn right. Can't wait.
Not since our big trip to Asia. This is going. It's off the continent, y'all. I'm so excited. So that's the big announcement. Check out this video next that YouTube recommends, and make sure you check out Don's channel. This is Don Terrace, Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time,
have yourself a safe and a fantastic day.
And we'll see you on the Lido from Australia. Well, Sky Princess first. Bye.